You see these two boys, Motu and Sotu. Look at the number of pens that Motu has and the number of pens that Sotu has. Who has more pens? Now, that's a very simple question. But how did you find the answer? Yes, you compared the number of pens that they had. Imagine what would happen if there were no numbers. Such a simple question would have become practically unanswerable. So, numbers play a hugely important role. Then there are types of numbers. First, let's look at real numbers. Real numbers include rational and irrational numbers. So, shall we look at rational numbers first? 1 by 2, 5 by 3, 3 by 7. These are all rational numbers. Now, we can generalize and say the numbers of the form p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0, are called rational numbers. Fine. What about 2? Well, even 2 is a rational number because we can write it in p by q form, that is 2 by 1. Now, if we take two rational numbers, say 1 by 3 and 4 by 5, how many rational numbers do we have between these two? If you think about it, you will find that we have infinite number of rational numbers. Let's now look at irrational numbers. You see them? Root 2, root 15, root 7, they are all irrational numbers. So let's generalize once again. The numbers that cannot be written in the form p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0, are called irrational numbers. You want a few more examples? Pi, or look at this number. Looks complicated. Even this is an irrational number. This is the symbol that you use for irrational numbers. Now, what about root 4? Is that an irrational number? If you think about it, root 4 can be written as 2 or minus 2, and they are both rational numbers. So, root 4 is not an irrational number. So, merely by having this sign, you don't get an irrational number. Pi, well, pi, which has a value of 3.14 and so on, is an irrational number. And don't forget, 22 by 7 is only an approximate value of pi. So when you look at 22 by 7, you get a feeling it's a rational number. But this is only an approximate value. Pi is actually an irrational number. Now look at this number. You see that? The number of 2's between the ones have been increasing by 1, right? But this number is an irrational number. Why? Because it's a non-terminating and non-repeating number. So we can also say that irrational numbers are a part of a set which has decimal numbers that neither terminate nor repeat themselves.